I still remember the way Emily looked at me that morning, like she was forcing herself to stay calm. She stood in front of me outside her apartment, hands shaking, eyes empty. "Let's end this," she said quietly. I stared at her, confused. "What are you talking about? Did something happen?" "No," she answered too quickly. "I just don't love you anymore." The words hit me so hard I forgot how to breathe. "Emily, stop. Look at me. What's wrong?" "Nothing. I'm done, okay? Just leave." Her voice sounded like she was reading lines from a play. I stepped closer. 3 years. And this is it? No explanation? No fight? "Please," she whispered, backing away. "Don't make this harder." "Harder for who?" I asked. "Because it feels like I'm the only one hurting here." She turned her face to the side. "You'll understand later." That was the first time I felt something was off, but the pain drowned everything else. I nodded slowly, even though my chest felt like it was tearing open. "Fine," I said, "if this is what you want." "It is," she replied, but her voice cracked halfway through. I didn't push her. I didn't touch her. I just walked away, waiting for her to call me back. She never did. By the time I reached the street, my head was spinning. I pulled out my phone and called Liam. "Bro, she ended it," I said, as soon as he picked up. "What? Why? What did she say?" "Nothing. She just threw me away like I was, I don't know." My voice shook, and I hated that he heard it. "Where are you?" he asked. "I'm walking home. I don't feel anything. Just feel wrong. I'm coming to you. Don't go anywhere." When he finally reached me, he didn't say anything at first. He just looked at my face and sighed. "She really did it, huh?" "Yeah." I leaned against the wall. "Liam, I swear she wasn't herself." Her eyes, they looked scared. "Did she say why?" "No," I whispered. "She said I'll understand later." "That sounds weird, yeah, but I'm too tired to care." He placed a hand on my shoulder. "You're not alone, man. I'm here." I nodded, but the support didn't fix anything. The breakup pulled me into a darkness I wasn't ready for. Nights became endless loops of replaying her voice. Mornings felt like waking up with something missing. Work at the marketing firm became the only place where I could pretend to be normal. Coworkers asked if I was okay. I always lied. Yeah, I'm fine." Inside, I was falling apart. Still, I forced myself to keep moving. I stayed late at the office, took extra projects, did anything to avoid going home to the silence. Some nights Liam called to check on me. "Eat something," he'd say. "I will." I'd lie again. Months passed, and the pain didn't fully leave, but it dulled into something I could carry. I started running in the mornings. I updated my resume, pushed for a promotion, and got it. People told me I looked stronger. I didn't feel strong, but pretending helped. One night, while I sat alone in my apartment, I whispered to myself, why did she leave like that? There was no answer. Only a small, quiet feeling deep in my chest, telling me the breakup wasn't real. Like she did it for a reason she refused to share. I ignored it for months. But that voice never really went away. She didn't leave because she stopped loving me. She left because she thought she was protecting me from something she never explained. And something I wasn't ready to face. I never expected healing to feel slow and confusing. But that's how the months passed after Emily left. Most days I just pushed myself through work and pretended I was fine. Some nights I told Liam, I'm getting better, even when my voice shook. He'd always reply, you don't have to lie to me, man. One evening, he forced me to join him at a business networking event. I didn't want to go, but he practically dragged me inside the hall. I muttered, I'll stay for 10 minutes, and he rolled his eyes. Sure, 10 minutes. Liar. That's when I heard a woman's voice behind me say, if you two are done arguing, can I steal him for a second? I turned and saw Hararia Bennett. Right. Confident smile, calm eyes, soft tone. She looked like someone who didn't need attention but naturally drew it anyway. I blinked. Steal me? For what? To save you from looking like you hate being alive? She said with a small laugh. You look like you want the floor to open up and swallow you. Liam burst out laughing. He really does, and he walked away before I could punch him. Arya held out her hand. I'm Arya. I shook it. I'm trying to be social. That sounds painful. It is. She smiled. Not the pitying kind. but the understanding kind. Then let's make it less painful. Tell me what you actually want to do tonight. Go home, I said instantly. She laughed so hard she covered her mouth. At least you're honest. We ended up talking for almost an hour. Somehow she got me to talk about my job, my goals, and even a few jokes I didn't know I still had in me. When Liam returned, he raised an eyebrow. Wow, you're smiling? Should I call a doctor? Arya glanced at me. He's actually fun when he forgets to be sad. I tensed. Was it that obvious? Pain is hard to hide, she said softly, but you don't have to explain anything. It was the first time in months someone didn't push for details. And that alone made me breathe easier. Over the next few weeks, Arya and I kept meeting sometimes for coffee, sometimes for long walks, sometimes for no reason at all. She never rushed me. She always said things like, talk if you want, stay quiet if you want. I'm not going anywhere. One night I confessed, I'm still healing from something. She nodded. Good, healing means you haven't given up on yourself. Why are you so patient? I asked. Because someone once saved me with patience. I'm returning the favor. Her warmth wasn't loud like Emily's old affection. It was steady, grounding, like she believed in me more than I believed in myself. When she introduced me to her best friend, Nora Hale, the woman scanned me like a police officer. If you hurt her, she warned, I'll ruin your entire life. I raised my hands. Haven't even done anything yet. Good. Keep it that way, Nora said, then suddenly smiled. But honestly, she looks happy around you. That's rare. Don't mess it up, Arya groaned. Nora, please stop threatening people. I'm not threatening him. I'm educating him. Meeting Arya's parents was surprisingly smooth. Her mother hugged me within seconds, saying, We've heard nice things. Her father shook my hand firmly and said, She doesn't bring many people home. That means something. On the drive back, Arya looked at me and whispered, They liked you. I liked them too. She hesitated before asking, Do you feel safe with me? Enough to trust me? I turned toward her. I do. Her eyes softened. Then I want something bold. Something real. My heart beat faster. What do you mean? She took a breath. I know it's sudden. I know you're still healing. But I choose you. Fully. And I want you to choose me too. She held out a small box, no ring inside, yet just the box. Let's get engaged. Not tomorrow, not next week. But let's decide it together now. I stared at her, shocked. Why me? Because you're honest. Because you're kind. Because you're still standing after everything that broke you. And because being with you feels like home. My voice trembled. Arya, no one's ever chosen me like that. I am, she whispered, and I want you to choose me back. I felt something warm rise in my chest, feeling I thought I'd lost forever. I nodded slowly. Yes, I choose you. Her smile was the brightest thing I'd seen in a long time, and at that moment, for the first time since Emily left, I felt truly wanted again. I was walking out of the coffee shop with Arya's latte when I froze. Emily stood a few feet away, her eyes wide, her hands shaking like she'd been waiting for me. Please, don't walk away, she said. My chest tightened. Emily, what the hell are you doing here? I need to talk to you, she whispered. There's nothing left to talk about. I tried stepping around her, but she moved again. Please, just listen. I didn't leave because I wanted to. I laughed, sharp and bitter. Yeah, you think that line still works on me? I'm serious, she said. I was forced. Word forced hit me, but I pushed it down. Stop. You already broke me once. I'm not letting you do it again, her voice cracked. It wasn't my choice, James. I never wanted to hurt you. And you shouldn't have, I said, turning away. Someone made me, she whispered. I stopped for half a second, but my anger pulled me forward. I don't believe you, James. Please, I said no. I walked off before the memories could crack me open. Arya noticed the shift the moment I came home. You're quiet, she said. I'm tired, I replied. James, she said softly, you only sound like that when something's wrong. I forced a smile. Work stuff. Nothing serious? She studied my face, unsure, but she let it go. Okay, I made dinner. Eat with me. I nodded and tried to act normal, but Emily's voice kept echoing in my head. I was forced. Forced by who? Forced why? I hated that it bothered me at all. The next morning, I found a message waiting for me. Please, James, don't ignore me. I need to explain. I didn't do what you think. I deleted it. An hour later, another. I'm begging you. Just 5 minutes. That's all. I blocked her number, but she wasn't done. 2 days later, I saw her again, this time outside my office. James, please, she said, stepping toward me. Emily, stop stalking me. I'm not, she said weakly. I don't know what else to do. You could leave me alone, I snapped. I can't, she said. Not when the truth could ruin everything. What truth? She hesitated, lips trembling. The breakup wasn't what you think. My jaw clenched. You've already used that line. I swear I'm telling the truth, she said. Someone in your life? Someone close made me do it. I felt something twist in my stomach, but I shut it down. I don't care. I moved on. I know you did, she whispered, and I'm happy for you. But you deserve to know what really happened. I don't want your excuses. I stepped past her. James, she said, voice cracking. I never stopped caring. That hurt more than I wanted it to. Goodbye, Emily. That night, Arya watched me quietly as I paced the living room. James, is this about your ex? I froze. Why would you think that? Because you only look this lost when something old comes back. Her words hit too close, and for the first time I didn't know what to say. Stop walking away from me, Emily said, grabbing my arm. Her voice shook so hard it made my stomach twist. I don't have anything left to say to you, I told her. You ended everything. Remember? I didn't choose it, she whispered. Please, just hear me, I sighed, tired of running from ghosts. Fine. Talk. She pulled out her phone with trembling hands. Your father threatened me. I almost laughed. My father. Why would he care about you? Because he thinks I was holding you back, she said. Daniel came to my house. He threatened my mom's business. He said he'd ruin us if I didn't leave you. I shook my head. Emily, that doesn't even sound real. It's real, she said, opening an audio file. My father's voice came through, cold, sharp, unmistakable. End it with him. No explanations. Do it cleanly. If you don't, I'll make sure your mother's shop is gone. My chest tightened. That's not he wouldn't. She clicked another file. His voice again. You're poison for him. Walk away, or I'll handle it myself. The belever raid. By ribbid wide. By I rebellin with Enbred Abatter. Why didn't you tell me? You were so happy, she said, tears streaming down her face. I didn't want to drag you into a war with your own father. I thought leaving was the only way to protect you. I thought you'd move on faster if I made it hurt. You did make it hurt, I snapped. You destroyed me. I know, she cried, and I've hated myself for it every single day. The anger inside me exploded. I need to talk to him. Please don't go alone, she said. He's not who you think he is. I didn't listen. I stormed straight to my father's office. He barely looked up when I walked in. What now? He asked in that dismissive tone that always made me feel 12 again. You threatened Emily, I said. You threatened her family. Why? He leaned back calmly. Because she was a distraction. You had potential, and she was dragging you down. You had no right, I said. My hands were shaking. You ruined everything. I saved your future, he replied. You're stronger without her. You don't get to decide that, I yelled. You don't get to destroy my life because you think you know better, he raised an eyebrow. You're being dramatic? Dramatic? I stepped closer. I hated her for years because of you. That was necessary, he said coldly. Something inside me snapped. I'm done with you. Completely. When I walked out, Arya was waiting outside the building. You look like you're going to collapse, she said. What happened? My father happened, I murmured. And my past isn't what I thought it was. Oh. She touched my arm gently. Whatever it is, We'll get through it. I wished I believed that, but everything inside me was breaking all over again. I felt like my life was splitting into the moment Emily walked away from me again. But this time she left after dropping the truth I never expected. I kept hearing her voice saying, "My father threatened her." The words kept echoing in my head like a curse I couldn't shut off. When I got home, Arya saw the look on my face and asked what happened. "Tell me everything," she said quietly. I didn't know where to start, so I sat down, buried my face in my hands, and tried to breathe. She didn't leave because she wanted to, I whispered. Arya froze. "What do you mean?" I told her everything, word for word, and her eyes slowly widened with disbelief. "Your father actually did that?" She asked. "He did," I said, "and I don't even know how to face him now." Arya sat beside me and grabbed my hand. "You need to confront him," she said. "Not for Emily, for yourself." Her voice was steady, but I could feel the fear underneath it. I didn't want this storm to drag her down too. She stayed anyway. The next morning I drove to my parents' house with a rage I could barely control. When my father opened the door, I didn't wait. "Why did you threaten her?" I shouted. He didn't flinch. "Because she was hurting your future." "You destroyed mine," I said. "Do you even understand that?" He looked annoyed, like my pain was an inconvenience. "I made a choice," he said. "A strong leader can't afford weaknesses." She wasn't a weakness. "She was everything," I said. He scoffed. "You're welcome then." The anger inside me exploded. "You ruined 3 years of my life because you wanted control." He stayed silent, and that silence told me everything I needed to know. My father never cared about my happiness. He only cared about shaping me into something he approved of. I walked out before I said something that would cut too deep. When I returned to Arya, she stood by the window waiting. "How did it go?" she asked softly. "Terribly," I said. "But at least I know the truth now." She stepped closer. "What happens now?" I sighed. "I don't know. I just feel broken again." Arya wrapped her arms around me, and for a moment I let myself fall into her warmth. "You're not alone," she whispered. "Whatever comes next, we face it together." Her words held me up more than she knew. But the truth Emily shared kept pulling at the back of my mind like a shadow that refused to leave, even with Arya beside me. I couldn't shake the fear that this was only the beginning of something much darker. I sat on the couch and leaned back, trying to slow my breathing. But every time I closed my eyes, I saw Emily's shaking hands and the look of terror she carried. I knew nothing was over, and everything was about change. "Asterisk," I heard her, Arya said, the moment I walked into the apartment. My breath caught. "Arya, what exactly did you hear?" She stood near the kitchen island, hands shaking. "Emily telling you she wants you back?" I heard every word. "I didn't say yes," I replied quietly. "But you didn't say no either," she shot back. "You just stood there like you were waiting for her to save you." "That's not fair," I whispered. "Then tell me," she said, stepping closer. "If Emily never left you, would you still be with me right now?" I froze. My mind searched for clarity, but the silence answered for me. Arya's voice cracked. "Exactly. Arya, I'm confused. Everything is happening so fast. Confused about what? About me? Or about the girl who walked away from you years ago?" "She didn't walk away because she wanted to," I said. "My father forced, I know," she cut in. "And I'm sorry she went through that. Truly, but that doesn't explain why you look at me like you're waiting for permission to move on. That's not true." "Feels true," she whispered. "I can handle a lot of things, but I can't handle being someone's second choice. You're not my second choice." "Then prove it," she said. "Say you choose me. Say you don't want her back." My chest tightened. "It's not that simple." "I'm still processing." Her eyes filled instantly. I knew it. "No, Arya. Listen." She stepped away, wiping her cheeks. "I thought we were building something real. I thought I meant enough that you'd fight for us." "I am fighting you're standing between 2 doors," she said, "and you're hoping one of them chooses for you." "That's not what I'm doing." She let out a shaky breath. "I can't watch you fall back into a past that destroyed you." I won't stay and wait for you to wake up one day and realize you still love her. I don't. I stopped myself, because I didn't know how to finish the sentence without lying. She keeps calling you, Arya said softly, messaging you, showing up everywhere. And every time she does, you look at me like I'm the stranger, and she's the home you lost. Arya, I swear that's not it is, she said, and I'm terrified. Her voice cracked so hard I wanted to break apart. I don't want to lose you, I whispered. Then choose me, she repeated. But you can't, can you? I tried to speak. Nothing came out. Arya covered her mouth as another sob escaped. That silence is killing me. Please don't walk out, I said. I love you, she whispered. But I can't stay with someone who's still fighting ghosts, Arya. She grabbed her coat with trembling hands. When you finally know what you want, you can talk to me. Until then, I need space. Please, I said again, uselessly. She paused at the door, eyes red. I hope you choose the future, not the past. Then she left, and the apartment felt like it broke with her. Emily, this is the last time, I said as I sat across from her in the quiet park. My voice shook, not from anger, but from the weight of everything pressing on my chest. I know, she whispered. I'm not here to ruin your life. I swear. Then why call me every night? Why follow me to work? Why show up at my flat? I asked. Because you deserve the truth, she said, pulling a folded letter from her bag. I wrote this the night your father threatened me. I couldn't give it to you. I was terrified. I stared at the paper. Why give it to me now? Because you're marrying someone else, she said, tears filling her eyes. And before you go forward, you should know what I carried alone. I didn't touch the letter. Tell me yourself. She exhaled shakily. Your dad didn't just threaten my family's business. He threatened my mom's health insurance, my brother's scholarship, everything. He told me you'd resent me for holding you back. I believed him. I broke your heart to save mine. You should have trusted me, I said. I would have fought for us. You were 20, she murmured. You didn't even know who you were yet. I didn't want you fighting battles that belonged to me. I clenched my fists. You made the choice for both of us. I know, she whispered. I have to live with that. I finally opened the letter. The handwriting trembled across every line. Fear, love, goodbye. My chest tightened as I read the words meant for a past version of me. When I finished, I folded it carefully, Emily. I don't hate you, she flinched. Then, is there a chance that no? I said softly. There isn't. Her lips parted, but no sound came out. I'm not the boy you left behind, I continued, and you're not the girl I used to love. I'm building a life now, one that isn't shaped by fear or secrets. She covered her face with her hands. I thought karma would hit me someday, but I didn't think it would feel like this. It's not karma, I said. It's closure. She let out a shaky breath. Does Arya know everything? She knows enough, I said. She knows you're part of my past, and she knows I'm done being afraid of it. Emily stood slowly. I'm glad you found someone who stayed. I nodded. I'm glad you found the courage to tell me. She hesitated, then asked, Can you forgive me? I looked at her, hurt, tired, changed. I can, I said. But forgiveness doesn't mean we go back. She blinked rapidly. I understand. We walked to the exit together, silent, heavy, final. At the gate, she stopped. Goodbye, James. Goodbye, Emily. I walked away without looking back, feeling the last piece of that old life fall away. For the first time, the past couldn't follow me anymore. I found Arya sitting on the couch, her fingers fidgeting with the hem of her sweater. The moment I walked in, she looked up, eyes wide, searching me. I could see the fear buried in them, the same fear I'd seen when Emily first returned. Talk to me, she whispered. I exhaled slowly, sitting across from her. It's everything. About Emily, my dad, the past. I need you to hear it from me. She nodded, biting her lip. I'm listening. But please, don't hurt me. I could never hurt you, I said, reaching for her hand. Emily, she didn't leave because she stopped loving me. She was forced to. My dad, he threatened her, her family. She had no choice. Arya's eyes filled with tears. I knew there was something, but I didn't expect this. Daniel? Yeah, he thought he was protecting me, but all he did was ruin everything. My voice cracked. Emily, she wasn't the enemy. I was angry at her for years, but she was just surviving. She squeezed my hand, trembling. And you? Where does that leave us? I leaned closer. It leaves us here, with the truth finally out, and me choosing you. Her brow furrowed. Choosing me? Yes, I said, my voice firm. Emily was my past. You are my present. And the only future I want. She stared at me, searching my face as if she could see into my soul. You mean that? I cupped her cheek, tilting her face toward mine. Every word. For a moment, the world seemed to stop. She exhaled shakily, then wrapped her arms around me. Her hug was fierce, desperate, and full of relief. I held her just as tightly, letting all the tension, the chaos, the fear, and the heartbreak dissolve between us. Don't leave me, she whispered against my chest. I'm not going anywhere, I murmured, closing my eyes. I won't. You're the one I choose. Arya, and nothing from the past, no Emily, no my father, nothing will change that. We stayed like that for a long while, hearts beating in sync. Finally, I pulled back just enough to look at her. I cut ties with my father. Permanently. I won't let him control me or us ever again. Her eyes softened. I believe you. I really do. Good, I said, smiling faintly. Because from now on, it's just us. No ghosts, no threats, no games. She rested her forehead against mine. It feels like freedom, she said quietly. It is, I agreed. Freedom, and peace, and home. Arya smiled, a real, genuine smile, and for the first time in months, I felt the weight on my chest lift. The power had shifted. The chaos was over. And I was finally where I was supposed to be, right here, the woman who had chosen me, just as I had chosen her. Asterisk, it had been months since everything with Emily finally ended. I was sitting at the cafe with Arya, laughing over something silly she said. When I saw her Emily, she froze a few tables away, staring at me like I was a memory she couldn't forget. I felt my chest tighten. Arya. She followed my gaze, her hand slipping into mine. Is that her? I nodded, swallowing. Yeah, that's Emily. She took a deep breath. Do you want to talk to her? No, I said immediately. There's nothing left to say. Not for me. Emily hesitated, then walked toward us. Her eyes were red, her hair a little messy. I just wanted to see you one last time, she said quietly, almost pleading. I stood, my body rigid. Emily, this has to be it. There's nothing left between us. You had your chance. She flinched, but her voice shook with desperation.
I know
I hurt you. I wanted to say goodbye properly. I regret everything. I never wanted to hurt you. I looked at Arya, who squeezed my hand, giving me strength. I understand, I said finally, turning back to Emily. But you can't undo the past. I've moved on, and I'm happy now. That's something you can't take back. Emily's lips trembled. I see that, and I'm glad. You deserve everything. You really do. I softened a fraction. Emily, I hope you find peace too. But it's too late for us. You can't step back in after all that's happened. She nodded slowly, tears spilling down her cheeks. I get it. I really do. I watched her take a step back, finally releasing the weight she had carried for months. My father's shadow had faded from her life. My anger had cooled, and now she was just someone from my past. Arya rested her head against my shoulder. Are you okay? She whispered. I kissed the top of her head. I am more than okay. I'm free, Arya. Free of ghosts, free of lies, free of everything that tried to control me. And I'm with you. That's all that matters. She lifted her head, smiling, tears glinting in her eyes. We made it through, didn't we? We did, I said, holding her close. And I'll never let anyone take this from us. Emily lingered for a moment longer, then walked away, finally vanishing from sight. The weight lifted completely. No more messages, no more fear, no more questions. I took a deep breath, looking at Arya. Some people leave to protect you. Others stay to love you. I finally learned the difference. She smiled softly. I'm glad it was me who stayed. I held her hands tightly. Always you. Only you. The sun was setting, painting the city in warm orange light, and for the first time in years, I felt truly at peace. I had survived betrayal, heartbreak, and Lysand come out stronger. With Arya by my side, I wasn't just surviving anymore. I was living.